Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a very special interview with my boy Jeff Greenslade. What's up, Jeff? What's going on?
Not bad, not bad. Yourself?
Good, good. So Jeff is a fellow Canadian. As you know, I'm Canadian. I don't live in Canada, although I am Canadian. Jeff, where you at?
I'm in Newfoundland and Labrador, St. John's.
Right, so Newfoundland, it's like an island on the east coast of Canada. I've actually never been there, but I'm looking forward to going one day. So this interview, we're going to be talking about Jeff's story because Jeff is actually killing it on Amazon, and he is doing what, like 40? How much are you doing a month?
45K in the last 30 days, I think.
45. So Jeff, when did you get started?
So I started in late 2019, or was it late? No, probably halfway through 2019, I got into it, and my first inventory order only, kind of hit Amazon late 2019. And yeah, that's when it first started. And here we are, not even 2 years later.
So you started when you were 20 years old?
Yeah, 20 years old.
Cool. That was the same age that I started. I think now 21, early 21. Cool. So you started young too. So what made you get into this whole Amazon thing anyway?
Honestly, I was sitting on my work term because I was in school at the time doing a degree, and I was sat in the office out here in St. John's on a work term, a fucking cubicle, and I was just going in every day, kind of not happy because it'd be the same thing from 8 to 5 every day. I just have to go there even though I wasn't doing anything. Like, I didn't have work to do because I had all my work done type thing. So in my free time, I'd be like, okay, so how do I get out of this? Like, I was looking up everywhere how I can make a couple bucks online and stuff. And I discovered your content, and, the rest is history. I just kind of followed it through there and took a leap of faith, took out a student line of credit, went up to my local bank, took it out. I think it was about 10K, spent around 5 on inventory, and have been just churning inventory ever since.
Nice. So you're, what degree did you study?
I did mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. So what made you get into mechanical engineering in the first place? Just a random degree?
Nah, mostly parents and stuff like that were like, engineering is a good way to go, and XYZ. I always had like an entrepreneurial kind of way about me, from, flipping recreational bikes, spraying driveways and stuff. So I kind of got away with it when I got into engineering for the first couple of years. And then I realized, like, okay, like, I need to figure this out type thing. I don't want to be doing this for the next 40 years. So
true. So just like, if you guys know anything about my story, I was studying business in school, and I also had a job. And my job, as opposed to Jeff, my job was very intensive. If you didn't work for like 5 minutes, the boss would, because they were basically recording your screen. So he had kind of like a screen, like he could basically, the boss was like sitting in a cubicle, you can see everybody's screen, what everyone's doing. So it's very like Big Brother vibes. So obviously I had that motivation to start Amazon. So how did you even find out about Amazon? Like, was that the first online business opportunity that you found out? Did you try other ones?
yeah, so like, obviously, like, when you're online, like, looking around, you see all these like kind of ads and stuff. And but I actually had a friend who started off a little bit before me, and he was basically like, it's really passive, blah blah blah, very scalable. And then I started poking around at it. And
Is he also from Newfoundland?
yes, also from Newfoundland. When I started poking around, I started digging into it a bit deeper, and I was like, just like sending him products. I was like, should I sell these headphones on Amazon? Right now, I'm just looking back, kind of like, what was I thinking type thing. But, everyone starts somewhere, and it's a big learning curve, and obviously your content completely streamlines that, so kudos.
Thank you. So now actually Jeff, 2 years down the line, Jeff has actually joined up with Ecom Freedom. He's our head of Amazon in the company. So basically, if any of you are thinking of joining the Amazon course, you will receive Jeff as a mentor. So he's in the group every single day. He's mentoring people, and he's doing an amazing job at it, going to the mentorship calls as well. And it's not just Jeff. We have Andrew. We have like other guys as well doing it too. So super valuable. So Amazon FBA, what are your honest thoughts about the business, looking at it today compared to when you started? Thinking about somebody who obviously is just probably in your shoes when you're starting out, for the 22-year-old or the 20-year-old or the 18-year-old, 25-year-old. What are your thoughts on Amazon?
So obviously with everything going on in the world in the last year type thing, it doesn't take a genie to realize that e-commerce is, completely booming. We're going through a very volatile time right now when it comes to the shift from retail to actually e-commerce. And then, okay, so we got to switch to e-commerce. So now how do we get our products? Amazon is the biggest beast in the game when it comes to e-commerce, right? So, you got, I'd say the ratio is like 1 to 100, maybe 500, sellers to customers going on the platform every other day, right? So the amount of customers that are coming on to Amazon farly outweighs the amount of sellers that are on Amazon. So that brings up the a no-brainer to kind of get into Amazon. But the thing that people need to realize when they first start out is they really need to take their time in the actual product stage, like dialing in on that product. People get in analysis paralysis and all that kind of stuff, but if you don't have a good product, it's you're gonna kind of shoot yourself in the foot right off the bat. Like, you can do everything right and have a bad product and do terrible, and you can do everything wrong and have a decent product and do amazing. And that is like kind of what happened with me for my first product. It was decent, it wasn't amazing, but there was a lot of things I was doing wrong, but it ended up being okay because I kind of did my due diligence to differentiate the actual product from the competition. So if I were to say to, I guess, somebody my age right now, where I was 2 years ago in university, 2.5 years into a program, I jump eyes and ears into this. I'm obviously an engineer by trade, but I've been working with Dan for the last 6 months and been in e-commerce for the last 2 years, and I've seen the corporate side of things, and I've seen this side of things, and I pick this side every time, right?
Right. So like, compared to, let's say if you were starting today fresh, let's say you were, at your work term, you just were at your work term today, you came home, I'm tired of this, you went on YouTube, you started searching up online business opportunities. Would you start Amazon today? And of course I know the answer, but just, for somebody wondering, because a lot of new people, they're obviously trying to think, okay, what's the best way for me to get from point A to point B, quit my job, make $100K a year, because $100K a year, now you have some money to play with, you actually can quit your job and do stuff in your life. So would you choose Amazon today if you were starting?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, you don't realize people that are just scraping the surface here, just getting into your videos and stuff now, might be the case for this one. They don't actually realize the scalability of this business model, right? Yeah, in the first couple of years, you're going to be making a lot of money on paper if you do it right, but all that money you make on paper, you're going to want to reinvest into this baby you're kind of growing, right? I myself, I haven't took any money out. Every bit of money I make, launching new products, and you look at my phone, it looks like I'm making all this money on paper, and my margins are great, but I'm kind of just in the phase now. I'm 22, right? Why the hell wouldn't I launch as many products as I can, type thing? And I'd highly recommend getting into e-commerce, and definitely starting off with Amazon for that matter.
What's your opinion about people who think that e-commerce is a get-rich quick scheme?
Oh, it's bullshit. I just said it. I've been at it for 2 years. I haven't took a penny out. I don't look rich. I'm living in a freaking 2-story apartment here. I'm doing all right, but it's not it's like anything. These get-rich quick schemes, these cryptos and stocks that just go to the moon.
You go up and down like this.
Yeah, you're not actually building something with intrinsic value. If you're building something with intrinsic value, with e-commerce, you're building a brand, right? So, you're building your social media, you're building on Amazon specifically, you're building your reviews, you're building your, customer feedback, your customer trust, your customer list, which is one of the most valuable things in e-commerce today. And, you're building yourself as a person, because, I know both of us, we're learning new stuff every day. Amazon's constantly changing, Shopify's constantly changing, everything in e-commerce is constantly changing, and you just gotta kind of stay on top of it.
So you succeeded with, by the way, before we get into that, you're selling on Amazon US, right?
Yeah, US. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts for some, maybe someone who's thinking of selling, they're Canadian and they're thinking about Amazon Canada? I would say no. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that was when I told you earlier. My buddy started out in Amazon Canada, and I was like of the opinion, like United States, it seems to be the best place to start. They have way more competition, but I was running my extensions, my Jungle Scout or whatever, and in the United States as opposed to Canada, and they're making way more money hand over fist. And now I'm very glad that I did start off in the United States. Now I sell in Canada now too, but it's like a fraction of the sales in the United States, because the reason I'm so glad that I started in the United States is because if you have a product that does well in the United States on Amazon.com, you're going to be able to do well. You can do well in Amazon Canada, UK, Australia, Shopify. You're going to kick it out of the.
In the countries is the same. Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's if you do well on Amazon.com with your product, every other marketplace is rinse and repeat. Etsy, Wish, Walmart, you're going to do well on all of them, right? If you can get it right on Amazon.com.
True. So, now that you've been mentoring students in Ecom Freedom, which has been great, it's been great to have you as part of the team. For those of you that are watching, it's not just me. I'm in front of the camera, but there's actually, I think, like 10 to 15 of us. I don't know the exact number, but like 10 to 15 of us. Several of us have, very successful brands and are selling on Shopify and Amazon and learning whatever there is to learn every single day, because e-commerce is evolving every day. Judging or having mentored students for the past 6 months in the Amazon course, maybe you've seen some patterns. What are like the top things that people struggle with, and your advice for that?
Yeah, so some of the top things that people kind of struggle with, and I already kind of touched on this a little bit, is the number one thing is the product differentiation and the product research. Andrew puts in the group. Andrew Hoffman is another one of the mentors in the group. Every single Thursday, he puts in Innovation Thursday. He's putting in garbage cans, umbrellas. And he's essentially, the gist of it is people need to comment on it, things that they can change about this product to make it better. So, people are always coming out with these new kind of innovative things, and they're commenting on them. So they're the most generic products in the world. And you're going to come to me and tell me that you want to launch the exact same product as this other person that has more reviews than you. And you know what I mean? And it doesn't need to be humongous changes to products. That's not what I'm saying. You just need to have that competitive advantage that's like, okay, there's a reason that somebody's going to purchase mine over this person's, price aside, right? Because you don't want to be racing to the bottom of the barrel for the lowest kind of price type thing. But that's the biggest issue I think I've seen, and people aren't happy when we do reject their products. But I tell them, I'm like, why would I let you launch a bad product on Amazon?
You know what? You're right. Go ahead.
What? Like, that looks bad on me as a mentor to be like, okay, this is the exact same. No, I'm not going to let you do that.
They just get frustrated, right? Yeah. A lot of people I find, and you probably agree, a lot of people, like, it's just the nature of it, because the barriers to entry in starting an Amazon business are low, right? You only need some startup capital. You take a good course that teaches you everything, blah, 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 and then you're good, right? And so that's why I feel like a lot of people, no matter what they say, they have that get rich quick mentality, and they're like, I've put 2 days into doing product research, and you're telling me my product sucks? Like, I already put 2 days. But like they completely forget about the fact that how long have you and I put into university? How long has like all the people in our courses, right, before they got into the course, like they obviously put their entire lives into a system that didn't benefit them whatsoever. Why? And it's obvious why. Well, because now they're in the course, they're looking for another way, a better way, right? So basically people are, their products are too generic. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
I completely agree. And I've been talking about this for a while on my channel. Anything else? Any other things that you find?
Honestly, like, not overly. Just some things constantly changing with Amazon. Like, their verification process right now is a bit more rigorous. So there's a couple more loops we got to jump through when it comes to getting sellers verified onto the platform. Nothing that we haven't been able to kind of deal with though. But other than that, people are very loving in the Facebook community, and a lot of times, like, I go through all the questions from A to Z, but a lot of times I don't even have to, because people that are in the group are already commenting, answering everyone's questions. People are, really meeting lifelong friends in that Facebook community that, like, I was talking to somebody the other day that wanted to go out and see one of their friends, I believe it was in California, to have a couple cups of coffee and talk about Amazon. I was like, this is a breeding ground for great friendships, and people are just gonna push themselves on that much more, having that like accountability partner, especially in a such a nurturing environment that you and the team have kind of made in the Facebook communities.
For sure, that we have made, right? So, okay, so you said you did 45. You want to show us? You want to show everybody on the YouTube channel? You want to do the classic Amazon refresh? There you go. Boom. All right, so 8:29 today so far. It's like 1:22 p.m. Arizona time where I'm at. And like, what is it where you're at? Like 5, 6?
Yeah, it's like 6. Like 6 here, but I think Amazon time goes off of like Seattle.
Yeah, Pacific. So cool. Good stuff. So Jeff, what do you think? Would you recommend people to invest in a course? Like, I will say, a lot of people, obviously courses in the past few years have gotten a bad rep. You sell a course online, automatically people think you're a scam. Automatically people think, whatever, because you're making money selling a course, right? But, that aside, you think that investing in a course is something that is required, or would you recommend it? Or do you think, nah, you know what? And obviously, like, we're biased because we're part of Ecom Freedom, right? But if you're just like, truthfully, bias aside, what would you say?
Well, I mean, look at what people are doing today and have done for the last 30 years. They're spending upward $40,000 to $100,000 on a degree. That's lots of courses that, they're not going to come out on the other side making money. If I were to go tomorrow and spend $40,000 on a psychology degree, there's a very, very low chance it's actually going to turn into,
zero, actually.
Exactly, right? Like 100 to,
in this economy, zero.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, and then it comes back to, okay, do we need to, as a student, does it make sense for us to buy a course that is actually teaching you how to fucking make money? Yes, because it's the discipline aside, it's everything from, and your course is, it's the gold standard as far as courses go and mentorship goes. But it's literally a step-by-step guide from A to Z, how to actually source your product, launch your product, and then build your brand on not just Amazon, but Amazon, Shopify. And that is where, kind of comes full circle when you get two of those kind of platforms together. But the biggest thing is having the ability to actually, get coached through the program, right? Like the mentorship is a huge thing. Like, I know a lot of people that didn't take courses and, they were just dead in the water, right? Because they didn't have
We got stuck.
that mentorship. Like, there's questions out there that people can dig for like 5 or 6 hours, but me and you, we just know it off the top of our head. And people post these questions in the Facebook group. They ask them on the live Q&As, and we literally just tell them right away. And it literally streamlines the whole. It's not a get rich quick scheme, but it streamlines you a lot more if you weren't to, have that mentorship or take that course.
The funny thing about rich quick schemes and all that, I will say getting rich quick is actually possible. And like, I would say I definitely did it. And I would even say going from 0 to a $45,000 a month business in 2 years, that's like a ridiculous ROI. Like ridiculous if you compare to like stocks or whatever, S&P 7-8%, anything else, that's ridiculous. Like that is getting rich quick. And of course, as you see with Jeff, like he reinvests all his money and like that is his choice. Like I'm sure you could have pulled out some money if you wanted to, right?
Oh yeah.
right? So, making 45 a month and you say you have decent margins, right? Like, I was quick to it. I started pulling out money within the first 6 months. But yeah, it's not the smartest thing to do, but definitely, like you want to kind of keep pumping money back in, especially if you're building a brand, which is the right thing to do. So like I said, I believe that getting rich quick is possible. Obviously, it's not easy, and any kind of system that promises you to get rich quick, which we don't, it says on the website and it says everywhere else on Ecom Freedom, it's like, no, we will teach you everything you need to know, but like it's up to you to do it. And my question for you, and a lot of people ask me this, funnily enough, is buying Ecom Freedom or buying any course at all out there, is that a guarantee of success? What do you think?
Oh, geez, no, not at all. It's all going to come down to yourself and your own kind of discipline. You need to. People say you need to put in these like long, draggy nights. That's bull. You just got to be consistent. You just got to consistently get up, or whenever it is you get up, or you just got to have these consistent blocks where you actually, sit down and you get shit done. You read. Like, I'm not saying like you read like books or whatever, that's obviously good and stuff, but you read, you educate yourself on what you're trying to do. So in this case, you're trying to educate yourself on e-commerce. So that's what you do. If you're working a 9 to 5, whatever the case may be, that's what I was doing, in theory. When I got into it, I was on a work term, but like, inside of 4 months, I was able to gauge that whole learning curve for the most part, enough to get a product off the ground, launched, and, on the market. So it's just a matter of being consistent, and nobody wants to fucking wake up every day and do the same shit, the same job, stuck in the same community. Because if me and you, obviously bit more prominent for you, but like right now, I'm actually like just in the last like probably few months, I'm actually starting to enjoy the fruits of the labor when it comes to e-commerce. Like, right now, I can literally work from anywhere in the world. I have everything set up on my computer, and the wheel is constantly churning.
It'll be in Newfoundland.
No, I don't need to be in Newfoundland. The only reason I was kind of staying here was to finish up my degree, but now it's just it's
you just finished it, right? Yeah,
I just finished it. So it's just obviously working with yourself and growing my own business. People don't realize, the money's good, but the freedom is better.
Yeah, and to add to what Jeff was saying, we're actually just next month. So right now it's it's May 25th at the time we recording this video, but in July, so July 1st, we're actually going to head out to Bali, like the entire team, well, almost the entire team, like I guess half of the team. So myself, Jeff, and then a few others, we're going to be chilling out in Bali. We're going to rent a villa. We're going to be doing e-commerce. We're going to be investing in e-commerce businesses as well. By the way, if you guys are interested in getting 1 to 10K, you want to partner up with us, with myself, with Jeff, you want to get our advice because we know what we're talking about. We live and breathe e-commerce for the past several years. You can go ahead and apply down below. Make sure you put an effort in your application. A lot of people don't. They answer like random shit. And obviously, we decline that, but we made some great investments so far. So if you are interested in that and maybe you're tight on startup capital, you want to just partner up with us to help you grow, then you can go ahead and click on the link down below for the Ecom Freedom VC. And cool. It was great having you on. Thank you very much, Jeff. For those interested in getting mentored in Ecom Freedom, if you guys want the gold standard of e-commerce courses for Amazon FBA, then you can go ahead and click on the link down below. We're always running a special offer of some kind just to make it easier for you guys to join, because obviously for most people, startup capital is pretty tight. I know it was tight for me and for Jeff as well. Obviously, Jeff, like you mentioned, he went and got a student loan, which I assume you paid back, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that was actually a smart thing. So that's, it's an option as well. If you're responsible with credit, a lot of people are not. So you got to be responsible. But the link for Ecom Freedom is down below. At the time of recording this video, we will be increasing the price significantly, so you can pick up the course at a significant discount. And we're doing that to attract a higher quality student and give more time to people who actually will go on to build successful brands, and not people who just want to get rich quick with minimal amount of effort and nothing kind of put in. So once again, thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
All right, guys, subscribe. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.